Autism, the most common disability among children. Autism spectrum disorders consist of 5 syndromes: autism, Asperger's syndrome, Rett syndrome, childhood disintegrative disorder, and pervasive developmental disorder. Autism is a developmental disability that affects verbal and nonverbal communication, academic performance, social skills, and behavior. Autism is a term that is generally used to describe all 5 syndromes. Asperger's syndrome is a collection of behavioral characteristics that affect the development of social skills. Speech and language is not an issue. These skills develop at the same timing as children without disabilities. Children with Asperger's are generally on or above average regarding cognition. Rett syndrome is a genetically based condition and only occurs in girls. It is characterized by repeated stereotypic handwriting, lack of muscle control, and difficulties with communication, social skills, and cognition. Childhood disintegrative disorder doesn't start to show until about age 6, when children start to regress developmentally. During this regression, children typically lose their acquired social skills and language skills. In pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified, either struggles with communication, social skills, or behavior doesn't exist collectively, or they are very mild if they do. A few statistics about autism. Autism is so much more common than what people really think. Did you know that autism affects 1 in 91 children? Did you know that autism affects 1 in 58 boys? Did you know that 1.5 million people in the United States are affected and tens of millions are affected worldwide? Each year, the diagnosed rate increases by 10 to 17%, with boys being 3 to 4 times more likely than girls to be affected. Typically, children are diagnosed between the ages of 18 months to 3 years. This year alone, more children will be diagnosed with autism than juvenile diabetes, childhood cancer, Down syndrome, and AIDS combined. This chart demonstrates the increase of growth regarding autistic children in schools across the United States and outlying areas for children ages 6 to 22. This chart shows the increase of growth regarding autistic children in New York State schools. It graphs children ages 6 to 22 compared to children ages 3 to 22. Here is a chart demonstrating the little amount of money going to autism research compared to other diseases. Clearly, this shows that more children are affected by autism, but they receive the less money for research answers. There is no known cause or cure for autism. Many speculations are made about what actually causes it. Some parents believe that it is the measles, mumps, rubella, or MMR vaccine, but research shows that no link between the two exists. It has often been questioned whether genetics are to blame. Research does support the idea that there is some genetic connection to autism. Hereditary research has demonstrated that a family is more likely to have an autistic child if there is a family history of the disorder. Researchers have also found a link between autism and chromosome 16. There are 3 main characteristics that define autism: communication, social skills, and behaviors. Communication is either verbal or nonverbal. Some autistic children may have speech and language developmental delays, while others may use picture symbols or sign language. Some children perform echolalia, when they repeat everything they hear. This typically passes by age 3. When speaking, facial expressions or body movements don't usually connect with each other. Social skills or interactions are very lacking in autistic children. They usually prefer to be alone, don't make eye contact, and have difficulty regulating their emotions. They may cry or have outbursts at inappropriate times. Autistic children engage in repetitive behaviors, such as arm flapping or walking on their toes. This is for stimulation purposes. Once a topic engages their interest, they want to know more about it, and usually that becomes the topic of fixation all of the time. Consistency in the environment is a must. If an item is moved or a change in their routine occurs, they become very upset. This is a combination chart showing picture symbols and sign language that can be used with nonverbal children, whether in school or in their home. TEACCH stands for Training and Education of Autistic and Related Communication Handicapped Children, and their intervention approach is called structured teaching. Structured teaching uses visual aids to help students understand their environments and respond in appropriate ways. This program includes visual supports, schedules in teachings, and start-to-finish boxes. Children are taught to complete skills and tasks independently over time. Structured teaching involves individualized planning. Applied behavioral analysis, or ABA, is a three-step approach. The first step is the antecedent, when the child is given a command or request. The next step is the resulting behavior, which is the child's response or lack of response. And the third is consequence, which depending on the behavior can either be positive reinforcement of the desired behavior or no response for negative behavior. Each skill is broken down into small steps and are taught using prompts. Each time the desired result is achieved, positive reinforcement is given. This program is performed on a one-to-one basis between the student and the therapist. Here, one-to-one instruction is being provided in an ABA approach. This can be performed in any type of the child's natural setting. Autism. Always unique, totally interesting, sometimes mysterious.